Hello everyone. I hope your day or night is going super lovely. So for today's video, I wanted to read this book to you guys. Some words for your soul. It is called Today, Tomorrow, and Every Day. Thoughts on living a brave and real and gorgeous life. Everyone's life is gorgeous. We are all living different journeys, walking different paths. And I think that's why every life is beautiful. So, I will give a little disclaimer that in this particular book, you will see a lot of her, she. However, I feel like the inspiration of this book goes for everyone. So, that's why I'm going to read it today. So, it's very beautiful as well. This book is very aesthetically pleasing. This book is written by M.H Clark and designed by Jill Labaniuk. Beautiful images. And we will begin. One day she stepped back and took a look at her life. A long, close look, as though it were a city she loved, and she was flying high above it, so high that she could see the whole thing. And she realized something. She liked what she saw. She liked where she had been. She liked where she was going. She hadn't always been this way. She hadn't always been as strong and resilient and brave and joyful. Like any garden or work of art, it had taken her a long time to make things the way they were, to learn, to arrange, to rearrange. Sometimes she grew as much in 1 year as others do in 5. It showed in her spirit, in her laugh. It looked and sounded like wisdom, and she liked it that way. Things really changed, she said, when I started to be more generous to myself. I began to try to live like a tree, she said, who understands that life is filled with seasons and each one has its worth. I stopped fearing the leaves falling away, the bare branches. I understood that spring would come, that summer would come, that it was all a part of my living. She found that the hot and the cold could coexist. She could hold sadness and hope, disappointment and joy, frustration and potential and heartache all together. And she surprised herself. She discovered that she didn't break. She discovered that she was made with an incredible capacity to hold all that life is made of. She found she was bigger and more wonderful than she had imagined. I won't apologize for my contradictions, she said. A photograph doesn't apologize for the blacks, the whites, the hundreds of grays. In the end, they make the picture. She went through life surprising herself, finding hidden doors, noticing the mysterious present, seeing an old place as a place she had never been. In this way, she said, I opened myself to seeing the world new, and suddenly I am astonished by how beautiful it is. Once, she said, I stepped outside of myself for a moment. I saw myself like a stranger on the street. I saw what others loved in me, the substance and the spark that are mine alone. And I realized I owed it to myself to see these things often. So now I do. She realized that no one else's version of perfect would ever be right for her, so she made her own. It fit her beautifully. It moved in all the right places. There was room for light and space to grow, and lots of open places for opportunities and spontaneity and little gifts that only she would recognize. My priorities changed, she said. I make time for things that truly matter. Old friends, favorite books, grand opportunities, little beautiful things. I always wanted my life to be filled with all that I loved. And then I realized it was possible. I just had to make it happen. Some days, she wakes and the sun is shining through her windows like it wants to talk specially to her. And she knows that this is going to be a very good day. Other days, she said, there may be only one wonderful moment. I make it a point to appreciate it. And usually, because I appreciated it, other wonderful moments came along, just to see what is happening. She made room in every day for delight. She continued to believe that the world was very large and still full of surprises. I think we kind of lose that when we get older. She embraced a combination of hard work and magical thinking. Yes, she said, the hard work matters, but I always leave room for things to come along that are even better than I could have ever planned for. She asked for the things she wanted. She invited them into the world. She cultivated something she called everyday courage. It meant believing that the world would catch her. It meant pushing the limits. It meant acting boldly. It meant she knew what she was worth. And the world always did catch her. Sometimes the landing was soft, and sometimes it was not. But she always discovered in the end she was just where she needed to be. She said fear meant only one of two things. Don't do it, or do it anyway. The first one felt like a hand holding her back, and the second felt like a hand pushing her forward. Sometimes we all need that push. She listened to her heart as a voice of better reason, as a little glowing ember that wanted, like the needle of a compass, to lead her to the place where she should be. She believed it was important to know when the thing that seems most wildly foolish is also the thing that is perfectly right. She looked back and saw that the rough times had polished her. She had challenges she could meet. She had friends who sustained her. She had a complete and unfailing sense of all she was capable of. At this very moment, she said, I am building a world so beautiful, it is always, even when it is complicated, completely worth my while. Change is never easy, she said, but I can work with it. Because change is the world making room for something else, and it is entirely possible I'm going to really like it. She created the best possible version of herself, the version that included all of her. She put more life into her life. This, she said, is a picture of me when I was still so young. I had no idea of all the things that would be coming my way. I have such tenderness for that woman. I want to sit down with her and tell her that things are going to be more complex than she will ever be able to imagine, and more beautiful too, and that she is going to turn out okay. Sometimes it's nice to reflect on old photos, and you really value your growth and your transition much more. She gave generously and she gave with joy, but she always saved some of her for herself. She used to have a recurring dream that there was something big and serious and specific she needed to do in the world. Then one day, she realized it wasn't a dream. She had developed the ability to see the things that could be hidden and the things that already were. She narrowed the distance between the daydream and the day itself. She decided she was not yet done with her transformation. There were still infinite cities and colors and chances to consider. I see, she said, that my life is a story of joy. I look back at the huge high points, the small, satisfied moments, the days that were filled with love, and see that they were everywhere, running through the fabric of my life like threads of gold. It is true, she said. There may never be a perfect time, so I choose right now. And right now chose her completely, joyfully in return. And on the back it says, her life is her journey. It is her art. She makes it day by day, hour by hour, into something she is proud to call her own. You recognize her, and you recognize her life, because it is your life too. I hope you guys enjoyed these words for your soul. I thought that this was such a beautiful, inspiring story, and the images are really beautiful as well. And I love collecting inspiring books, something that I know can uplift me every day and motivate me. And this is one of my favorite books, so I wanted to share that with you. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And as always, love you to the moon